Welcome into the Thunder Basketball Universe presented by Summer Moon Coffee. As you'll notice, we are not up at our normal podcast studio. That means we are up at the Thunder practice facility, the Thunder Ion, and every time we're here, it's because we have a very special guest. And joining us on the Thunder Basketball Universe today, it is friend of the pod. It is Kenrich Williams, Kenny Hustle himself, fresh off of practice. Kenrich, how you doing? How's it feel to be home? How was practice today?
Oh, it feels good to be home. You rarely get stretches like this, 2 days off and another two days off. So definitely taking advantage of it, spending some time with the family, and I'm here with you guys.
Yeah, just what you wanted to be doing.
No, I love it.
Icing on the cake right there.
11 days with only 4 games, all here at home. Like you're saying, I mean, there hasn't been a stretch like this all season. Mm-hmm. I don't think there was a stretch like this last season either. Mm-hmm. It could be like years since you've had a stretch in season like this, besides the off season, right, to actually be home like this. And it's kind of coming at a crucial time because, just 18 games left or something like that. What can this do for you all, especially since you've been a team that's, every night the rotation has been different. The guys who've been healthy is different. Like, what is this going to do for you all as a team, as much as I'm sure you're excited to see your girls too?
For sure. I think as a team, we get a chance to recover. Guys, it's that time of the year where, little knick-knack injuries kind of come into play. So with this time off, it kind of gives us a chance to get fully healthy as a team and just get prepared for what's to come.
Do the doctors talk to you about, like, when you have as many flights as you have, that's actually a challenge on your bodies? Is that something that you all talk about?
Not necessarily, but that's a part of it. That flying kind of makes everything worse. So just being able to be here at home is huge for us. It's huge.
We kind of wanted to talk to you about all of this. One stat, our Summer Moon stat of the week that we have talked about a lot is the amount of games lost due to injury that you guys have had this season. Yeah. So the number is over 300 at this point, which is...
Wait, what? What?
So for each player that misses a game, it counts towards a man game lost.
Wow.
And when you add all of those games up for you guys over the season, it's
328.
Wow.
328, which ranks third in the NBA.
Wow.
And yet you guys have still maintained a really good level of success and continuity. And no matter who's on the court for you guys, it still looks like Thunder basketball, which is kind of the most impressive thing about this group. And Kenrich, you've been one of those guys that, call to action and you're ready to step in. What is it about this team that makes this such a consistent identity regardless of who's in there?
Yeah, I think just what you said, we kind of establish our identity. First of all, you got to give credit to the coaches, the front office, for bringing in guys who are able to adapt and be able to play any roles. We got a very deep team, and guys, we have some guys on the bench that can really play a lot of minutes. And I feel like, we are the deepest team in the NBA, and it's showing up, as you said, with the record or whatever. Still being able to be top place in the West, that just kind of shows you how deep we are as a team. You got to give credit to the guys and the coaching staff for putting us in a good position.
You mentioned guys being able to just jump into the rotation. I kind of want to do a little bit of a deep dive with you on what happened the other day on Wednesday in New York, because it's something that we've seen over the course of time. Chet was very quick to remind me that you jumping in a fourth quarter after having not played all game. That's something you did in the Western Conference Finals too. Right. I kind of, just to recap, you didn't play at all the first 3 quarters against the Knicks, and then the first 6 minutes, and then the final possession of the game against the Knicks in the fourth quarter, the first 6 minutes of the fourth, and the final possession, you were massive. You were +8 in terms of plus minus, hit a massive 3, playing small ball 5, defending Karl Anthony Towns. First of all, take me inside of the previous 36 minutes of basketball action, what you're doing on the bench, how you're preparing yourself, not knowing whether or not you're even going to get any minutes at all to be able to actually go out there and play.
Well, the first 36 minutes, I'm usually just laser locked in, into the game. I know that the way the game's played, anything can happen. So my whole mentality is mentally, like, I have to be ready no matter what. And that could be, I could be called in for the last 5 minutes of a blowout game, or I can be called in at a crunch time, So it's about mentally more than anything. Just getting your mind right, getting your mind ready to play, and preparing your mind as if you were going to go out there and play 48 minutes. And I got to give credit to God, who just allows me to stay ready, and the training staff as well. And I kind of knew when a couple guys start getting hurt that I may have a chance or opportunity to play. And you don't you don't shy away from those moments. Yeah. You definitely got to step up for not only yourself but for the team. So it's a challenge that you kind of, a lot of guys would hate, but for me, I look at it as a challenge, and I look at it as it's something like challenging to where I'm able to like set goals out and achieve goals, and like, okay, my number's getting called, like, let's go win the game. So yeah.
And so you got the mental driving the physical there, but you do have the physical that you have to deal with, which is a 6'11", 250-pound guy in
right.
Karl Anthony Towns, multi-time All-Star,
right.
that you have to go deal with, and you have to try to get off the glass. By the way, he was all over the offensive glass all night, so he was aggressive going to that. How were you able to be physically effective and impactful? I mean, it's one thing to have a mindset of all right, I'm going to go attack, but you have to actually go do it too when you've been sitting there cold for
sure. A long time. I think one of the things that I really try to do is at halftime, I try to really take it serious and get like real game reps in, like moving wise, whether it's layups or shooting, or even in the half court, try to get up and down a little bit. So that's one thing that I always do. And when your number's called, you got to get like a good down and back first to get your legs going. Because you're right, the mind is one thing, but the body is another. And when you've been sitting for a while, you can kind of get out there and get a little stiff. But a down and back usually does it for me, and then I'm locked in, ready to go. And as far as guarding Karl Towns, he's a hell of a player, great player. I just want to be physical with him and make everything tough for him.
How long did it take you to learn what your body needed for something like that? I mean, you've been in the NBA now for some time. Yeah. Was it like, you checked into a game one time and you're like, oh, I should have probably done a little bit more at halftime to get ready for this? Or was it you kind of figured it out over time?
That's a good question. I think once I got traded here, my third year, is when I realized, is when the minutes were very different. Like I could play 20 minutes, I could play 30 minutes, or I could play like 15 to 10 minutes. So physically, I would say my third year in the NBA, I really started to kind of understand my body and understand what I need to get going.
And I'm just curious too, because at that point in the game when you did check in, I mean, things are intense.
For sure.
You're in Madison Square Garden also, which also just adds another element of intensity and competitiveness to all of this. What do you remember just about the environment, the atmosphere surrounding the time that you checked into the game?
It was crunch time. It was the start of the fourth quarter. The game was really tight. I forgot. I remember my first shot was airball.
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of calibrate.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't picked it up since halftime or since the beginning of the game, so I gotta calibrate my shot. But it's also just about the environment was special. Of course, playing in the Mecca, in the Garden, you want to go out there and make an impact, and overall just win the game. But I remember for sure, intense moment, crunch time. We need some plays. That's it.
Chet said that when these types of situations happen, you always say, hey, give me a shot.
Yeah.
Give me a shot. Is that like is that the calibration shot? Is that what you're talking about, or is it like help me feel involved kind of right away so I can get into it? Like, tell me the genesis behind that.
That's just like being confident. Like that's like, okay, been sitting the whole game. Like, give me a shot. Like if I make it, let's go. If I miss it, oh well. You know, it's one of those things, and it's more about also feeling involved. Yeah. You want to come in the game and just be like a robot. Yeah. You know, I don't care if you haven't been playing at all. You know, so you got to come in the game and, hey, if I'm open, throw it. You know, and I'm gonna shoot it, and we're gonna live with the results. So, yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to bring up, because I'm glad you brought up Chet, because obviously he was shooting the lights out in that game against the Knicks, and you've seen his development over the course of his entire career. We don't really get a chance to see the behind the scenes and the work that he puts into his game, and we've seen him grow and develop an all-star this year. What are you seeing from Chet that happens in the dark that shows up in the bright stages like that?
Yeah, I believe that, you know, Chet is like one of the hardest workers on the team. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, it's my teammate, but truly the guy really puts a lot of work into the game. Mm-hmm. He enjoys playing. Like a lot of guys, I would say around the league, they don't really love the game, but Chet loves the game. He's an ultimate competitor. And I think that's kind of misunderstood about him. You see in the games where he gets knocked down, he's always on the flour, by the way.
Yeah, I'm always getting hit in the face.
I'm always saying, bro, get up. I'm always like, bro, get up. But he's always like getting knick-knack injuries, but he's the one guy like that you can like count on to like play through it. Like gets hit in the nose or whatever, the face or whatever, gets like a bump or whatever on his body. He's gonna put it all on the line, and I feel like last year, you know, going through what he went through with his hip, and him being able to come back. You know, most guys would have sit out the whole season, you know, and recovered, but he decided to come back and ultimately, you know, helped us win a championship. So, as a player and a person, I have the utmost respect for him, and you know, it's been impressive to see his growth, his development as a player. And he has a bright future because he loves the game.
Yeah. He came in and he was immediately like singling you out as a guy that he was like looking to and had reverence for. And like, this is a guy that was the number 2 pick in the NBA draft.
Right.
You know, and like how many number 2 picks in the draft are coming in? Yeah. Guy who has had the journey that you've had.
For sure.
And, you know, can you put in perspective what that was like for the locker room and for you personally? He could have come in with a totally different level of ego and expectations and attitude, and for him to immediately be like, Kenrich is the guy that's walking the walk, and we all need to just follow that. Like,
that's another thing that kind of is overlooked too. He's very, very humble. He's a very humble, confident guy. Very humble but confident. You know, we built a good relationship. My locker is right next to his, so we're able to, you know, talk about everything under the moon, whatever he's going through, whether it's, you know, on the court or off the court. You know, we spend a lot of time with each other. You know, we go to dinner and stuff, and I've been to his house and stuff like that. So we've built that relationship to where we both respect each other, and you know. That's just the type of guy he is, man. He's very humble, like I said, and he's just overall a great dude.
How fun has it been for you to see his growth? I mean, since he came in as that number 2 pick, lockers right next to each other, and been able to see that development over the course of the years here.
It's been super special because, you know, whenever, you know, my guys, they make the All-Star game and they make these leaps, I feel as though like I'm a part of that, you know. I feel like that's my all-star. You know, that's my all-star game for the most part. But it's been super impressive. It's more like the mentality that I'm very impressed with. Him showing up every day, no matter what. Him going out there and giving it his 100%, no matter what. At times he can be oversized by his matchup, but he gets in there, he sticks his face in there, he competes. And that's the most impressive thing. And like I said, he's been a joy to be a teammate. He's becoming one of my favorite teammates all the time, for sure.
It's not just him, but I love that you said, my guys.
Yeah.
Because we see this all the time, whether it's Trey Man or, Jay Will, whoever it is, like, you seem to kind of just take these guys and you're like, all right, come on. Like, you're going to play one-on-one with me. Right. Or maybe it's not one-on-one, but it's just something, there's something else that you are like finding a way to attach to somebody to say like, hey, this is how we're going to drive the competitiveness around here. This is how we're going to like, and I wonder, where that comes from with you. I know you've talked about like having E'Twaun Moore as a vet for you when you were early, but was there something even before that sort of taught you how to be a teammate? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I definitely understand. I think it started early, in my junior college days. I was 19 as a freshman, and I had in junior college, this is before NIL, you have, 24-year-old guys, older guys who you're playing with. These guys have, kids. I'm a 19-year-old coming in. These guys have kids, families, and stuff like that. They're from across the water, from everywhere. And those guys did that to me. And then, another thing is like being a good teammate. Like, that's part of being a good teammate is like showing up for your guys and making it competitive, whether it's just a playful competitive or like, hey, let's go play one-on-one. Let's lock in right now. So I think it's just more of like my experience. And also, like you said, I had E'Twaun Moore. Drew Holiday was a very good vet for me. He used to, as a rookie, he used to invite me to his house and stuff like that. And AD was a good vet. And I had all these great vets. And just building that experience is like, okay, those guys gave me the game, and now it's my turn to do the same.
It's so interesting to hear you talk about the junior college route because, what percentage of NBA players ever even played at a junior college, let alone, weren't the featured player on their college team, brought in with whatever NIL, et cetera, et cetera. On one hand, you would think like guys who are in junior college, they're hanging on for dear life for anything about basketball.
Right.
What was it about the experience there, or maybe in general, that everybody was so giving in that way when it could have been everybody kind of have a stranglehold on minutes and
for sure
and everything?
Yeah, I think the coaches, my junior college coaches, I have Coach Miller. James Miller is now at Oklahoma State. He's coaching there now, but he was a very good coach. He kind of brought the best out of you, competitive wise. And like I said, like they did a really good job. Usually junior college, you might get some hot heads. Yeah. But for the most part, we had really good dudes on our team who just wanted to win. Every situation that I've been a part of, basketball wise, guys just want to win, and that kind of cancels out egos and personal gains and benefits like that. So it's just, when I look back on it, it was definitely a grind. It was, you definitely get it out the mud, the junior college route. But I'm definitely grateful for that journey.
This was New Mexico Junior College. I know I've asked you about this before, but I don't know if our audience has heard this story. But can you please, just give us the description?
Yeah.
Small town, what it's like there, and then also how you were like getting back and forth. So just kind of tell us the whole that story of New Mexico Junior College.
Yeah, so I out of high school, I signed Division II, but I ended up, wanting to play at the Division I level, and I knew I could. So I ended up signing with New Mexico Junior College. First of all, I had no idea where New Mexico Junior College was.
Because you're in Waco.
I'm in Waco.
Yeah.
I had never been to New Mexico. I had never been outside of like the Dallas Waco area. So let alone New Mexico. So my assistant coach, shout out to Coach Felix, my high school coach. He was assistant at the time. He drove myself and my mom. We drove out there. He took us out there, so when you get out there, it's basically you're in the desert. It's a small town. You gotta think of like a small, not even a city. It's a town. You got a McDonald's and you got a Walmart, and they might have added some more stuff now, but that's where we were. Walmart, McDonald's, and small, just compact. I'm just reminiscing now. It's like very small campus, just easy to get everywhere around campus, and then traveling back and forth home. Like for Christmas break, I took the Greyhound bus home, and then Greyhound back to school. So,
and what is that, like 6 hours, 8 hours?
That was about 8 hours. Because you gotta think about the stops, the bus, right? All the extra stuff along with the bus. So Greyhound and taking the Greyhound bus, it definitely kind of humbles you, and it makes you appreciate where we are now. Like now we're taking charter buses and flying flights and stuff. So, and 5-star hotels. Right. I remember we and I'm rambling right now, but we had a tournament. A junior college tournament in Missouri. So we didn't fly. We bused from New Mexico to Missouri. And I mean,
my goodness.
Yeah, brutal.
The dust storms were just chasing you.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Yeah, because you had to deal with that there too.
Dust storms were crazy, but just when you look back, you're like, man, I'm actually thankful and grateful for where I am now.
Yeah.
And I imagine, we see the toughness, we see the ability to go through adversity, no complaining, all of that still shows up for you today. So clearly that had some benefit for you.
For sure.
At this level.
Oh, definitely for sure. Like I said, when you are in those situations and you see, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with having a bus everywhere. I'm having to borrow my friend's car because I don't have one out here. We don't have anything. We don't have Chipotle's and the 5-star restaurants here in town. It's McDonald's or is noodles. You're really on the struggle. So it definitely makes you appreciate what you have, and I just give God the glory for that.
Well, that may be the answer to this question, but an NBA arena had to feel so far away.
Oh man,
from that. And from that campus and that city, and that Walmart parking lot, how did you just keep the faith that this would even be possible for you?
Definitely my faith in God. That's the first thing. It was very challenging because once you're like in a situation, it's hard to look forward. It's hard to say, okay, I'm in junior college now, but I'm being in the NBA. It's easy to say it, but it's hard to like, man, like that's far away. You know what I mean? So for me, I was just stacking days. Coach Mark, that's his favorite word, is stack the days. But no, really, I was stacking days. Like, man, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm gonna make the most out of this. I'm gonna live in the gym. I'm gonna be in the gym as much as I can. And like stacking days. It went from New Mexico, okay, to TCU to the Big 12. Okay, so now I'm in the Big 12. Okay, now there is a possibility that I can play in one of those big arenas. So for sure, just stacking days.
It's crazy to hear that journey and to know also in that locker room are a couple of guys. I think of a guy like Lou Dort who had a similar path where it wasn't easy all the time. He moved to the United States, didn't really know English that well, and has now created a name for himself just like you. And look at this roster and everybody is kind of built from the same fiber that way. It must be really nice to be
definitely
in a group like that.
It definitely is. You see guys from all walks of life and guys who have had different journeys, whether that's under recruited or undrafted or traded away. Like Shea was traded. Like even the coaches, I'm pretty sure y'all have a journey of kind of where you come from and where you started at. So that's the beauty of it is the journey of it, and how like faithful can you stay to your grind and whatever you believe in. And for me, I just kept my head down and kept working.
Yeah, I mean, even when you got traded here, there's nothing close to a guarantee that this could be a long-term home for you.
For sure.
What do you remember about those early days here and trying to figure out how this could be a place for you?
Believe it or not, it kind of was similar to how I went to New Mexico. I knew, of course, we know all about OKC Thunder, but I've never been to Oklahoma City. I didn't know who the coach was, at the time when I got traded. I didn't know who the guys were. I didn't know anything. So I get here and it's like, okay, you're getting traded for Steven Adams, but you got a chance to make an impact and make the team. And that was my whole mindset, is coming in and make the team, make an impact, and just stick. That was my main goal. Your third year in the league, you're just trying to figure it out and trying to stick. It's easy to get in the league, but it's harder to stay. So and then just the journey being here. Like I said, the lows, and now we're in the highs, and it makes you so grateful for being here and being able to be in this moment.
When you add all that context up, Kenrich, of just like how hard it was to get here in the first place, and then now you're here, you've stuck.
Right.
And obviously everybody in Oklahoma City is very endeared to like you, your story, this team overall. What does Oklahoma City mean to you at this point? Because you could have ended up in a lot of different places, but
sure.
you're here, and this is where you've been.
Yeah, I'm extremely grateful for like landing here. You hear, when you're in a different place and with a different organization, you hear all the good things about certain teams and like teams like the Thunder. You say, man, I remember guys telling me, like that's one of the best organizations. And once you get here, you realize, oh, wow, it's a lot different from where I was just at, just culture wise. The culture wise from the media to the custodians to the chefs, everything is different. It's strictly about business and very organized. And like I said, I've had two of my daughters here. I've like got baptized here in Oklahoma City. This is like a part of my life. Like, believe it or not, like my kids will say, hey, yeah, we're from Oklahoma City. We were born in Oklahoma City. We stayed there X amount of years, and this was our home. And, that's amazing to hear, especially for a guy like me who, like, I'm not your star player. I'm not Shea or nobody like that. And, being able to be a role player and stick with a team for 6 years is impressive in my eyes, and it's just, I'm going to continue to say this, but it really makes you grateful for, being able to be here with this team, with this organization, and winning championships. And it's just like, it's a dream come true, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, there's very few people in the history of the NBA who have gotten to be a role player and see it through from start to who knows what any sort of finish line will look like, but to see the highs that you all have seen to win a championship, it's extremely rare for somebody like that. And so mean you're doing something right, Kenrich.
Hey, man. Yeah, for real, man. Like, I started from the bottom with the team and was able to establish the culture and build the culture of the team. And last year really kind of opened my eyes where like, wow, like we went from a really bad team. You know, we tried. Like we weren't out like
we were competing.
We were competing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we were like trying to like
nobody was dogging it out.
You know,
yeah.
like
yeah.
we were trying. Like we just were a bad team. And then now you fast forward 5-6 years later, it's like number one in the West, you know, a champion is like it puts everything in the big picture, and you kind of puts everything in perspective, to be honest, and it makes you like thankful for where you're at.
How did that experience last year inform you for what you've got coming up here the last, 18 games of the season, and then hopefully, a long spring?
Yeah, I think for the most part, what we went through last year in the playoffs helped us a lot. It helped prepare us because if you think about it, the regular season last year was more of a breeze than it was this year. The playoffs we went to Game 7. We had guys hit game winners on us. We were down in the series. We lost more games in the playoffs, I feel like, than we lost. That's what it feels like, than we lost in the regular season, right? So it's like, okay, you're gaining that experience. So now we're able to say, okay, we've been through these moments. And I'm talking about this year in the playoffs. We've been through these moments. This year, in the regular season, we've been through a lot. Guys have been in and out. We've lost tight games. We've got blew out. And I feel like, once the playoffs hit, like we will mentally be a better team than we were last year. And that's impressive to say because last year we won a championship. So I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of resilience
in
the group.
And that's been the goal of this team every single season, is just to be a better team at the end of it than you were at the start of it. And it's so funny to hear you talk about how you were there at the start of this group, because every time we ask Coach Daignault about the identity of this team, he always goes back to Shea, Lou, and Kenrich, the guys who were here from the very outset, who helped set this identity and this culture early on.
For sure. That was some dog days, man. Those were some dog days. And I always say that the game that stands out the most is the Memphis game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we got the record beat, we got dogged that game. And, and you're like, I think we had a chance to do it either last year or this year. And, I know, like, Coach Mark, I know Coach. And he wants to hold that.
Yeah.
He wants.
That's what he said in the post-game interview.
He wants that for himself, And that speaks a lot about, who he is as a leader for our team. And, it speaks a lot about where we are now as a team. So you definitely just, it's like it's amazing that once you take a step back and realize like, wow, we're really here now.
Yeah, it's more about wearing the badges than spiking the football.
For sure.
Exactly.
For sure, yeah.
Come a long way, Kenrich Williams.
Sure.
Come a very long way.
Yeah.
All right, real quick before we let you go, we got to talk about what's brewing for you guys. 4-game homestand, like we mentioned, 11 days in Oklahoma City, which feels like a lifetime after spending so much time on the road here recently. First game coming up against the Warriors. It's a really good stretch of teams here where you guys are going to be tested really well.
Right.
What's top of mind for you guys, especially starting with this Warriors game here at home, but really these next 4 games against really good opponents?
Yeah, I believe that this is a good test for us, especially preparing us for the postseason. It's that time of the year to mentally, you mentally get locked in right now. The Warriors, I know that Steph is out, but they're still a good team. That's still a championship team over there, mentality-wise. And then, you got the rest of the teams coming in. Denver is coming in.
Minnesota.
Boston. So, like, this is a really good stretch for us. And we are well-rested. So there's no excuses. And this is a really good chance to put our foot down and make a statement with these games.
You guys are going to want to come down to Paycom Center.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to want to tune in wherever you are around the world watching this. Kenrich and the guys, they're coming.
Yeah.
Kenrich.
Wait, shout out to my mom. My mom is always watching.
That's right.
Mom.
That's right. She
This
is.
is my mom. She's always watching, so she loves this show. She loves y'all. So.
I'm glad we were able to get you on the
Yeah,
pod
yeah,
so that
yeah,
you could
yeah.
actually shout her out.
Yeah,
Glad we were
yeah.
able to have you on. And Kenrich, thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure
Oh,
having
thank
you
you.
on.
It's so
much
easy to
great
talk to you, man.
insight.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Learn so much every time we have you on the podcast. So thank you.
Thank y'all.
Yep.
And thank you so much for watching and listening. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much to our incredible producer, Matt Bishop. And until next time, Thunder up and catch you later.